Leo rules the heart. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say also, first of all, thank you to my madrina, to my padrino, to my oba, to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajay. To each and every one of you guys, thank you for being with the channel. This channel is actually for melanated people, Black American people, and melanated people in general. I do not teach my personal practice on these on this live because I believe in universal laws, and universal laws apply to each and every individual. Now, if this is your first time I live, my name is Chief Apostle Sandy Euler Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostle Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply anchored and rooted in the ATRs. What's up, my Stormy, my Sagittarius from Detroit? What's up, Monique 444? Crab Cakes in the house. What's up there, Demetrius, Gemini in the house. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing? What's up, Mama Susan, Gemini in the house. Then I got my Aries. What's up, Tree Rhonda? That skink did not come to church. She said she'll work it. I don't know if she'll work in the streets. I don't know if she'll work on the job. She told me don't ask no questions, don't tell no lies. So, are you calling her a heifer? Yes. A trick can call a heifer a heifer. What's up, my Ryan? My Libra and my Virgo is in the house. Praise God. And this is how people misconstrue stuff. Because I have certain relationships with certain people over various amount of time, and I have and we talk a certain type of way, there's no disrespect there. I don't go to her job and say, is a trick here or the heifer? I don't do that. I call her by name. And then when I see her, I say, could you pay Sharonda Lampkin? And then when she comes down the hallway, I say, hey, Trick. Hey, heifer. But I would never have them go. Can you go and pay the Trick or the heifer? I wouldn't do that. So we got our own relationship. What's up, my love? My Taurus in the house. I like that. She got her little bull up there. I know that's right. She's the hours working. What's up, my baby Scorpio? Now, this particular live is with sun energy, and sun energy is a lot about dominance. Sun energy is about purification. Any fire element is essential in any form of purification. What's a good Aladdin? You know what I'm telling you? The reason I got carpet burns on my nuts because I was digging inside your mama little tight kind of tiny canal. Y'all think knees burns when you get your nuts burned on the carpet trying to go on a fantastic ride. It's hard out here for a pimp. So I also want to say salutation to my madrino, my padrino, and to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, and Mystic and Ajay. I want to also say hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. If you don't mind hitting that like button, but any form of traffic is fine with us because this is a monetized channel and we still get paid whether you like it or don't like it. All I gotta do is have a view, and I only have 1,000 views a month to get paid, and I do well over 1,000. Let me tell y'all something. Now, all of y'all that follow me and already got your classes booked, already got your egg stick, I need y'all to understand where I'm going. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries. My rising sign is Pisces. The reason I keep saying that, because I don't care who you are, whether you're air sign, earth sign, or fire sign, or water sign, I'm enunciating the type of energy, the frequency and vibration that I operate in in my modality, in my various roles and my various functions in this spiritual community. Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna talk in a way today as a Sagittarius um, to explain to you um, how far I have come. I'm 52 years of age. I've been in multiple ministries, and I had correction done to me for various of reasons, and not all because of simple fact that I was doing something wrong, but they brought certain things to my attention, and I am at this point in my life very, very grateful. And I'm going to talk about this today. So those that are in my classes will be able to relate to this. If you ever sat in my classes, you're going to be able to relate to this. Okay? My subject is today, descending for the masses. Descending for the masses. And I'm going to be coming from Matthew, the 3rd chapter, verse 16. And I'm also going to be coming from 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, the 16th verse. And the reason why I'm coming from these chapters is because, number one, the average person does not realize that I'm actually degreed. I actually grew up in the church. I actually held offices in the church. And most ministries that I've been a part of. I didn't just hold occupational ministry in the secular world, but I also held offices in ministry. I have also been a part of a lot of think tanks. My expertise has been called on from the leaders in my particular church. No, only safe space that this is for melanated people, meaning black people. And some days it ain't even safe for them. So everybody else can get in where they fit in. I don't create a safe space for no other person or people than black American people. Now other people can find safety in the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding. But my goal is to make black people feel safe so we can discuss issues that black people deal with in the conjure and everyday life. That's what this platform is about. If you want a safe space, there's KKK meetings all around this globe. You can always find you a non-melanated space to feel safe. But this right here is for black melanated people. I don't make white people feel safe. They want me to sex them, but they don't want me to. That's the only time white people don't care about being safe. When it comes down to some black dick or black pussy. Then all of a sudden, they ain't racist no more. Anyway, Matthew the 3rd chapter, verse 6 says this. And Jesus, or Yahshua, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water. And lo, the heavens were opened unto him. And it goes on to read, it says, and he saw the Spirit of God, which is the Holy Ghost, descending like a dove and lighting upon him. So, in order for you to be high vibrational, this particular spirit descended, came from a lofty place. When the Bible said that we are seated in heavenly places, this means that your positioning is in your higher evolution. Okay? That is a choice thing. In this particular case, that the spirit descended from on high and sat upon Yahshua in the material world. And this is how Yahshua was able to work all signs, wonders, and miracles through this energy and frequency that descended from on high. I need you to understand that. It did not ascend, it descended from a high estate in the spiritual world. I didn't come here to become a king. I was the king before I got here. I'm going to say some very honest and some very truthful information. And I got reprimanded and admonished by my previous pastors in order for me to get to the place that I am right now. And I'm going to explain. Then we got 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, and the 16th verse. What's up, Kanisha? And it says, and it reads, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. Each one of these instances is talking about the lofty position that these particular energies came from. And when you descend, that means you're coming from a higher evolved state into a less devolved state. I'm going somewhere with this. And it goes on to say, and he descended from heaven with a shout, and with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God, which means the horn of salvation. The dead in Christ shall rise first. Now, I'm a Sagittarius. I have been teaching and doing magic since I was a child. And when I say the topic is descending for the masses, what I'm actually saying in the nicest way possible, and I got reprimanded for, was I was, at the time that I was teaching and preaching, the level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I had, the people could not digest what I was teaching about because they did not have the intellect or the mind space for that type of knowledge. I was speaking from an esoteric term. So let me explain this to you. My pastor told me, my apostle told me, to bring my esoteric teaching to a simple people. I explain esoteric information in a simplistic way to keep your mind from being overloaded. When I'm speaking, a lot of times I have to descend from my actual thoughts into the mindset of everyday people. Everyday people when it comes down to energy, frequency, and vibration. In order for things to relate to people of a less of an evolved state mentally. A lot of times that some of you think that I'm on your level because I'm able to be relatable. And I had to get to that place because I used to, when my wife was telling me, she said, Sam, you preaching above the people. She said, I understand what you're saying, but a lot of these people that are hearing you, they don't understand. They're not mentally able to connect the dots. If I did not break my teaching down to a simple form, half of the people that are present would not be present. Because you would not know how to esoterically interpret my metaphors, the things that I speak of regarding microcosm. I'm very nerdy. There's no way that my padrino was told that I was a walking encyclopedia if I wasn't smart. Having people around you that are so devolved in their evolution, they cannot comprehend high vibrational teaching, especially extraterrestrial teaching. And so what I do is I descend for the masses. I come from a higher state of consciousness, and I explain it in layman's terms so you can digest the information, so you can get something out of my teaching. In no way, shape, or form are you on a mental ability. And so I tell some of you guys that I know that many of you guys take offense. I have to break things down so you can actually comprehend and get some understanding what the things that I'm actually saying. And I utilize sex as a tool to tie in extraterrestrial teaching. Extraterrestrial teaching. By definition, esoteric is understood by a select few which that specialize in knowledge, certain type of knowledge, or a topic that is obscure. Obscure means hard to see through or dark. You see how I did that? I used a terminology or a term, and then I made you to understand in a more simpler fashion what that word actually meant. Because if I utilize the words that I actually talk in, a lot of stuff would go over your head. And so I simplify it for the masses. That anybody on any level, whether they're intermediate, whether they're a beginner, whether they are advanced in their particular tradition, I make what is complicated simple. I don't bring confusion to my teaching. Esoteric also means not easily seen, mysterious. The Bible talks about the mysteries of heaven, the abundance of revelation that Apostle Paul had. Everybody does not understand the things of the Bible. They don't understand the metaphor. They don't understand that the disciples were never a real thing. That the metaphors were stolen from out of Kemet. See, the mere fact that you're not smart enough to understand the history of the very thing you claim to believe in, it's not smart. I'm not going to participate in anything that I'm not knowledgeable of. I'm not going to initiate in things that I do not comprehend, and therefore I can't implement anything that I'm being shown or taught because I don't have the basic understanding of what it does. If I share with you my higher mind, see, Sagittarius rules the higher mind. I have to explain to people how healing takes place on the divine level, how healing takes place on an inter level, how healing takes place on a cellular level, where you can be healed in your mind, or healed in your emotion, or healed in your finances, or healed in your everyday walk with people, places, and things. I break those things down and I refer to them things that is very hard for you to misunderstand. I help people to understand as above, so below. I'm always breaking things down. I have to descend. My pastor told me that, and people around me were saying to me, your teaching is so far above the average person. In order for you to be effective, you have to speak all types of languages. This is why I speak a tricker. Let me get up close. This is why I speak a tricker. This is why I talk about Mahordom. Because a lot of people can relate to that. And I tie that to spiritual principles. Whatever bait that I use, because I'm smart and I'm clever. And I know how to bait you into eating what is proper for you. You know how we disguise certain things where our kids can eat things that are healthy for them, disguised in something that is sweet. I give you the digestibles. I'll say it again. I give you the digestibles. I give you the aspects of the word based off where you are. Whether you are mature saint, I give you manna. Or the meat of the word. Because there's certain levels of maturity. Because some people can take angel food, angelic or celestial food. And then there's others that can only take the strong meat. That they have a good spiritual digestive system. That they can take the meat of the word and digest it and still be able to function. And there are those that can only handle the sincere milk of the word. Whether it is an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, you're not that smart. And so therefore I have to spoon feed you. I have to break down so many scenarios for you to be able to grasp or you be able to obtain the thing that I have done for melanated people in order for as many as can or will choose to go to higher ground. I have lowered the fruit in the trees. I said this many times different ways. I said, I'm not going any lower. I said, I have already lowered my ministry to a place where all you got to do is jump up and obtain the fruit. Some of you want me to literally pick the fruit and place it in your hands. Not knowing today or tomorrow whether you're going to utilize that fruit. Because now you have made me your slave. Because now you're making it my responsibility to help you understand things that you claim that you have an understanding. And so therefore, when I question your intellect, because you have been in Christianity so long, you have been in Ifa so long, you have been in Voodoo so long, you have been in various of traditions, and there's a certain mindset that you should have already acquired if you had truly grown and developed in those things. And so therefore, when somebody like me that comes from the estate that I come from, that I'm having a conversation with you, people use the terminology, I am so blessed to be in your presence. I'm so blessed for you to have these conversations. I can talk about spirituality in a way that you will be totally clueless. But I got enough wisdom to say, what would it profit me to speak in the way that I can speak and the people are not grasping the information? So I dumb this down, not for me. I dumb this down for you, wherever you may be. You don't have to be a degree individual. You don't have to be among the educated. But I make it about spirituality and a way of life that anybody, anywhere, at any time can comprehend. I don't do that for me. I use what's going on in the world events to help you relate to things that are to come. Very few people know why I talk about Haley's coming. Very few people have to understand it. Because I don't break down everything I live in and everything that I do and why I do. This is why I don't worry about people trying to copy me. But first of all, you don't come from where I come from. What I got, I didn't get it from a school or a class. I got it because I was born. My spirit came from certain dimensions. And I came into my mother's womb. This is why I was able to do spiritual work at such a young age. And let me say this. I wouldn't advise you to try to play a head game with somebody that's superior in intellect than you. Because all you're going to do with me as a Sagittarius is for me to clown you. All I'm going to display is what you don't know. And I'm going to also display why you don't know it. And all of the receipts and the facts surrounding that. The reason why I said what I said on the live is because of the behavior of people. When you act like what I'm saying doesn't register, when you act like the things that I'm saying don't matter, then my initial thing is to offer you the pulpit. If you can break this down better than I can, by all means, let's have it at it. See, I don't want people to have certain attitudes with me for no reason. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't mind giving you a reason not to like me. I don't mind giving you a reason to think that I think higher of myself than you think of yourself. I can list the many things that I would not do that you have already done. I don't sit around and wait on somebody to ambush me. I prepare myself for battle. I prepare myself with a game plan for whether it go left, right, or whether it's north, south, east, west. I cover all my bases, whether I'm sick or whether I'm healed. I prepare for events no matter what state I'm in. I don't wait for somebody to spoon feed me the tradition that I chose to be a part of. I don't make my Padrino or my Oba or anybody in my ATR responsible for my awareness and the knowledge that I claim that I want in these ATRs. You yourself will blame your pastor why you don't know what you need. But you yourself have a Bible and you never took up your Bible. You want to be expressed in honor for a man or woman of knowledge, and you have none. I'm not talking about knowledge in voodoo. I'm not talking about knowledge in palo. I'm not talking about knowledge in root work and conjure. I'm talking about knowledge in the very things that you profess to be a part of, namely Christianity. You want everybody to believe you're doing what Jesus would do. Apparently you didn't read your Bible. Because there's nothing nice about Christ. What's nice about him going in and making a fool and a clown of the doctors and the scholars? What's nice about going in and turning over tables and with a whip of the Messiah? I don't understand who you're talking about. I don't know who you're reading about. But this Yahshua or Jesus that you're talking about talks about his sword being dipped in blood. This same Yahshua that you claim that you are part of the system called a Sumerian woman a dog. The same God that you claim that you serve, you really don't know. Because that same God was talking about the children of Israel sitting up under the juniper tree in the book of Jeremiah and inflaming herself, in other words, masturbating and whoring after other gods and giving those other men or other gods credit for what the God of Israel was doing. Bitch, you so stupid you don't even know who your spiritual daddy is. If you talk to the average Christian, the first thing they're going to say, oh, I believe in God. What God? You don't even have the intellect to understand that God is the title. That a woman can wear the title of a God. A woman can wear the title of a Lord. The woman can wear any kind of title, depending on her energy, frequency, and vibration. You ain't got enough smarts about yourself to work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. And when I break things down for you to actually be able to digest the knowledge and the information about the same religion you claim to be a part of, why would I try to explain what I operate in? Why would I try to explain my extraterrestrial energy, frequency, and vibration? What type of information I get from an extraterrestrial level? When you don't even understand a celestial body. If it took your intellect to operate your pussy would be out of gas. You don't know enough. And when somebody tells you that, until they break it down, what you actually don't know, then you feel intimidated. And you're only intimidated by somebody you're competing with or competing for their attention. I had somebody say, I don't think I'm good enough to be with a man like you. Well, we just fucking. You pulling this out of context. Oh, you think you can actually apprehend a man like me? No, I just want to fuck. And apparently you do too. So let's keep it on that level. Let's keep it descendant where it needs to be. See, when something descends, it comes from one higher state to a lower state. When the average person would not be even in my view, because economically, we would not bump arms together. Because how I live my actual real life, not social media life, you would never be in the places I would be at. Doing the things that I do. The reason I tell many of you guys, I said, listen, you don't understand that I go through a lot of things in order to bring the type of message that I bring. Because I got to process this information and then lower its vibration down to a place where you can mentally and emotionally digest. You know how a parent check the temperature of the food before they give it to the baby? To make sure it's not too hot. If it's able to burn my lips, I'm most certainly not going to give it to my babes in Christ. My babes in Voodoo, Santeria Lacuna. You don't realize how much heat I take off the ball before you ever get the word. You falling apart with the information I gave you. I still did not give you how it came down to me. See, I don't get the opportunity that a lot of people get. I got to take the law. I got to take that comment. I got to take that incoming at the higher of frequency. By the time you get the message, I done already figured out different ways and varies away based off your appetite and your digestive system, how to feed you that word. What you don't understand, the more pure a water is, the less you can digest it. Because clean, if you ever drink rainwater, it'll go right through you. The reason why your water is contaminated, because that's what you're used to. If you really drink purified, real purified water, the average person could not handle or stomach real purified water. They are accustomed to contaminated and toxic water. If you had to deal with all the elements in its pure and raw form, the average person could not deal with a developed Gemini, a developed Aquarius, a developed Libra. The average person could not deal with a evolved Cancer or a evolved Scorpio or evolved Pisces. See, many of you don't understand. You are been blessed to be with broken people, and you can't get along with them. If you are dealing with a mature Capricorn earth sign, a mature Taurus, a mature Virgo, you could not stomach them because they will be at the height of their game. The reason why you're having so much problem with me as Apostle Ely, because I am an evolved Sagittarius. Even a devolved Sagittarius are going to be able to see some of the shit you doing. But most certainly a developed Sagittarius. A fire sign that has evolved in their fire, whether it is an Aries, whether it is a Leo or a Sagittarius. How you gonna hide anything from those particular signs when they are the light? They understand their light on the inside, and if they're willing to see what is in them, they have absolutely no problem telling you what they see in you. The reason why a lot of people, I stop you in the midst of your bullshit. You don't call it bullshit because you used to shit. I call it bullshit because if I ain't trying to fertilize something, I don't need your shit. And before I let you shit in my yard, you need to shit in your yard because I got my own shit. You see how I correlated all of that? You have no business trying to impress me intellectually because I'm not your man. We're not fucking. The things that people get, because you done put us in a relationship that I have not agreed to. And you don't know how to behave. You're actually behaving like we're fucking. Because if we were not fucking, you have no right to be behaving like you behaving. When I'm fucking with somebody, I know I have transported them to Nutsville. I know I have changed the residency of their sanity into insanity. Because now they're dick dizzy. Their equilibrium is off like a motherfucker. They can't get no balance because they got dick on the brain. You understand? Your daddy can't get himself together because he had dick in the throat. I have clogged his esophagus. You understand? I have made it very difficult for him to swallow, either ingesting anything or even upchucking. There's too much meat in his esophagus. I can teach you on any level. I can help you relate to mathematics. I can help you relate to science. Some of y'all, I done said over and over, you think you don't need Sister Good put to spell. And you wonder why you can't draw and attract. You can't create opportunity with your own pussy. Because you don't have the right energy. And you don't allow some nigga to throw your pH off. And without your pH being balanced and your hormones being balanced, it interferes in your manifestation. Sir, you done stuck your wand or your phallus or your dick or your white virgin, your cock, in the wrong vagina. And that washing machine is off. And it's off balance. And it boom, boom, it making all kind of freakish ass sound. And you done mess around and put your wand in there. And the water done got into the organ of your penis. And now you can't direct energy like you're supposed to. I just explained to you the cosmic structure of the Ankh. Talking about sexual things. I hooked it together. So you can understand how feminine energy and masculine energy is supposed to work together. But when we are both off kilter or out of alignment, Mrs. Demoni was telling me that she was driving her car and her car started pulling to a particular side. And she had to fight with it to keep the car in the road. See, when your shit out of alignment, you got to actually work harder to keep yourself straight instead of spending the money and getting yourself back in alignment. You see how I did that shit right there? Simple. If she does not get that fixed, she will always struggle from whether she's driving long distance to come to church or whether she's going around the corner. She got to fight on her hands because her car is out of alignment. And when your car is out of alignment, it wears on your tires even the more. And so therefore you start wearing your tires down inwardly. See, a lot of y'all tearing yourself up inwardly. And you can't see where the tire is wearing from the outside. You got to go inside to see how the tire is being worn because of the lack of alignment. What they say to an average black person, do you want your tires rotated and aligned? How much they cost? When they tell them to cost, oh, don't worry about it. Just put my tires on. Bitch, you wasting your money. Whatever you pay for them tires because of that lack of alignment and lack of balancing, you're not going to get the full wear and tear of your money out of your tire. In the same way you do in your life, your everyday life. Because you don't understand why being balanced is important. Why you don't understand why it is significant to be cleansed is important. To think the right things pertaining to you. She said, all that is fixed now. All you did was save yourself some money. But I bring up things to help people relate to spiritual stuff. I use the natural thing to relate to the spiritual stuff. I use everyday events that happen in our lives. So black people, black American people can understand how ATRs can affect your life in a positive manner. You don't have the mental ability or the emotional fortitude to press beyond the obvious. See, what bothers you could never bother me. A bitch not liking me, somebody not agreeing with me could never bother me. The difference between me and a lot of people, I never got into whatever I was doing about other people. How you making a personal journey in your spirituality about other people, places, and things? You offended by shit you live every day. So what if I call you a broke ass? You live being broke every day. You live in lack every day. That's like me being upset when somebody called me a black ass nigga. I'm not red. What's up, April? I'm not red. I'm dark. I need lighting. If you want to see me, I need lighting. Because I'm a dark. Some of y'all can't even take the obvious truth about who you are. No less than soul searching. No less than shadow work. Well, aloha, my Miranda in the house. How you doing, sweet? When somebody that is educated begins to teach you a simpleton, and then you have a nerve to even have a problem with the basic format of learning. You don't even see yourself as being disrespectful. You don't even see yourself as being ignorant. Because you've been walking and living in ignorance for years. And you ain't had no problem with it. Until you came around a smart ass. Now all of a sudden, what I say offends you. When you are acting niggerish and you are acting low vibrational with your low vibrational as friends and your companions, you didn't have a problem with that. Now you're around somebody that's high vibrational. Now all of a sudden you're so offended by what I say. You ain't had no good dick. You had sorry dick, sick dick, drunk dick, hard-working dick, but nonetheless broke dick. I ain't never lived your lifestyle. I ain't lived the lifestyle you live. I didn't live the lifestyle your husband lived, your boyfriend, none of that. I'm like Donald Trump. I don't know nothing about this shit. I always had more. My grandma bought some property in the ghetto, and we're living in the ghetto. I had a white horse. You didn't come up like I did. I'm not making up anything. I had a car that my grandmother bought from me cash to make me go back home to my mom. That's not your testimony. And so therefore, when I'm trying to talk to you about life and making choices and better choices, that's not for you to get offended. That's for you to take advantage of somebody with a different type of way of living and way of life so you can grow out and do things. You are amazing. All right. Miranda, back to you. The things that people would not even think you worthy of giving you certain information. This is why one of the reasons why I love Demetrius so. Demetrius, as a man of my same profession, would not try to save face, but he would give me proper accolades for giving him certain things that even when he paid for, he still didn't get it. So you having money to pay for stuff does not even guarantee you to get what you're actually paying for. But Apostle Ely is doing more for us than what we're paying for. You're not even smart enough to be in the class, and somebody donated money for you to be in them classes. And when I said that you're not utilizing what you have somebody paid for, you got a problem. There are people out here literally paying for everything that they're getting. If it's $1,000, they're paying for it. If it's $1,500, they're paying for it. If it's $3,500, they're paying for it. If it's $2,000, they're paying for it. If it's there are certain people that are back to back, got families and responsibility. You by your goddamn self. They got children. I got Stormy and my baby Scorpio, young black women, spending thousands of dollars and still holding down their shit. When you trying to compare yourself You don't know how you are descending. You barely can keep an instant burn continuously. Why would you want to have a conversation? Why would you want to bore me like that? I talk about things where you are intellectually not challenged. I don't talk to you about stuff that be going on in my mind. I'm so smart that I make people body do stuff they didn't even know it can do. I say, why this pussy so wet? And you know what I do? When I get through working that ass out where I want it, because I always like a testimony. I tell them, stick your finger in there. I said, tell me how wet it is. I said, were you able to achieve that without me? Sagittarius, stand on business and money. So I'm not out here telling you about something I don't do. You could never have the experiences that I'm having. Because first of all, I don't lie to myself. For me to get where I am at 52 years old, I had to give myself a lot of reality and a lot of truth. And now I'm enjoying the fruit of my labor. Whether it's sexually, whether it's spiritually, whether it's economically, whether it's socially, it don't matter. I put the work in. And I go out my way to descend from my extraterrestrial habitation to come down here in the lower forms of myself to be able to relate to each and every individual. And then, when I am done, I return back to my real lifestyle. It's kind of like what I post on Facebook or social media. But, bitch, I got a real life. I can show you the hotels that I done been in. But my hotels that I've been in do not have better beds than I have. They don't have better sheets. I wipe my ass with brand new towels every week. And I don't re-wash them. I re-buy them. I ain't just started. I've been doing it for years. Bitch, you got towels from 20 years ago. They breaking down. You can't better wash your titty and your ass at the same time. It done shrunk so much. I could never. And see, this is what happened when I tell y'all, do not compare yourself to people. Not only just me, anybody. Run your own race. Do your own journey. But no, you think that you can be, because you're around my dick, you think you're going to get some dick. And don't tell me what not to say. Because I'm grown. I take care of me. If you want to learn magic, then learn magic. If you want to learn how to fuck, then learn how to fuck. If you want to learn how to be in your authentic energy, if you want to learn how to speak and talk esoteric teaching, sir and ma'am, by all means. If you want to talk Kabbalah, the Sephiroth, what do you want to talk? Do you want to talk as an Eastern Star? Do you want to talk as a Masonic order? Do you want to talk as a Masonic order that's a root worker? Or do you want to talk as a businessman that knows how to hustle and to do shit legal and illegal? Like, how do you want to have a conversation? Do you want to talk about selling sex as marketing sex or transactional sex? Or you talking about getting fees with the or I call it porn, that you give people a show but ain't no fucking going on? You can be in the sex injury industry and not be good at sex and still make good money. You can be a good photographer and get all the right angles to make that ass look fat and delicious. And when you meet them in person, they look like a dried up toothpick. They done put some more makeup on their ass to make it look so delicious. But this ass right here, this right here, this is delicious. This ain't no camera trick here. I'm 52 years old. My center of my earth is black like a mother. It's gray up here. It's gray here. Right here. Out through here. But it's still black. But down here, no sir, no ma'am. And if it was, it wouldn't do nothing but crime experience. I tell them quick, let this white wolf whoop that pussy. Let this old silverback split your dad's spine. The type of experience that I'm offering, it is not registering on the Richter scale. I love to make them thighs tremble. And I tell them, why you shaking? We don't have a vibrating bed. We don't have a vibrating couch. Why your legs shaking? And when Kelly Rowland was talking about have my legs shaking, some of y'all couldn't even relate. Some of y'all couldn't even relate because you ain't never had nobody dick you down to your whole pelvic area is shaking and quaking. Huh? You got a hold on the shit. Oh! I like to tell them, ain't nobody here but me and you. Speak your heart. Speak your mind. I want to hear it all. Huh? Why do you feel like you feel? Tell me. Have you ever had somebody to do you like this? Huh? I tell them, I said, turn on your side. Let me show you what this thing can do from the side. Huh? Let me show you what it can feel like being juked from the side. I don't need you to do none extra. Just stay there and enjoy yourself. Stay there and enjoy yourself. Give me my grade after I'm done. But right now, I need you to let yourself experience what good dick really feel like. So you don't ever try to compare me with no other man. And I'm talking about your mama and your daddy, grandma and your granddaddy. I'm not nothing to be played with. So when I say that, I'm also talking about my spirituality. I am not a pretender. I'm not a put on. I'm not somebody that is out here displaying something that I don't live. I get this attention wherever I go, no matter what the practice is. I represent and this is where a lot of people, I represent my bloodline. I represent everybody in my family that have imparted into me in any form of fashion. And I refuse. I'm not talking about spiritual teachers. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about from everybody since I was born, all the people that took our time with me. I'm not going to let you walk over them through me. You allow yourself to be disgraced by other people and act like you didn't learn nothing from home. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But I'm telling you, for me. And then when I participate in an ATR, I got a spiritual dad that taught me some real root work, voodoo. He's the one that taught me how to flip cars, trucks, even bicycles. Bitch. My sister Tree Rhonda, if she here, I have literally astral projected in my saint's house. And there was a heavy set one. I knocked her ass out of bed. I had one young girl, lady going back and forth to Miami to go to somebody on me. I tore her ass up in the shower. They can press some charges because they can see who it was. But I fucked her up in the shower. Bitch, don't play with me. Before I married my wife, I put a mark on her back, in her thigh. And she was living in Jacksonville, and I was here in Vero. Before I ever put the dick in her, I put the dick in her. I owns my territory. I don't know about nobody else. Whatever God give me, I rule and I super rule that. I operate on a whole nother system of levels. When they talk about storms and they've been telling you guys about the system of that particular hurricane or storm and how it's, whether it's strong or weak. You don't want me to be a storm in your life. Because when I touch down on earth, I'm not going to lose momentum. When the mountain and all your terrain in your life, I'm going to tear all that shit down with full impact. They used to run to my mom. Could somebody talk? Could you talk to him? Calm him down. And I used to say, what the fuck you going to my mama's house? My mama tell me what to do. She don't pay for none of my bills. I don't say that in front of my mother, but I tell them that. And I still don't. She be like, cut it out. Stop that. Leave them people alone. I hear her out of respect. But she don't tell me what the fuck to do. This is my power. And I keep tearing on their ass. Go and talk to my mama. Go talk to my sister. Go talk to my people in my family. None of them control me. If you wanna fuck with me, I wanna fuck with you. It's just that simple. Now, you didn't go to my mama when you're doing that fuck shit. Don't go to my mama or my people now. Because whatever you think I have with them in the level I have respect. And I do. But you didn't involve them when you were doing the shit you were doing. So don't run to my mother as though she can do something with Freddy Krueger. Because, bitch, it's going to be Elm Street for a while for you. Now, this ain't going to be a short series. You going to have nightmares for a while. You going to have things walking and creeping in the night for a while. You don't want me to start. Don't pick no fight with Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. That's all I'm saying. Because when you don't think I done forgot, you think I done, no. That slick shit, I'm going to slap you in your mouth for that. When you say certain things around me, I told my people, I reminded them, be careful what you say to me. I got my own biological mom on block. Because she don't watch what come out her mouth. I am not that kind of guy. I'm not them weak ass men you done laid up and had babies with. I'm not them weak ass men you done married. I ain't none like them. If you think that the police gonna stop me from weighing your ass out, you are so sadly mistaken. I have no regard for man's law. Only laws that I got regards for are God's law, universal law. And I ain't gonna do now day for your monkey ass. Not a day. You don't know how deep I get down. Don't play with me. Say that slick shit to your children. Say that slick shit to your man or your woman, however you get down. You say that shit over there. Because if you say that shit to me, I'm going to make you eat every word you say. I'm talking about every syllable. I'm talking about every space, every comma, every semicolon. And I don't care if you ain't got enough stomach to receive all that shit you said. I'm going to stuff your ass anyway. Welcome to Turkeyville. I will stuff your ass with your own word. And I will make you choke on that shit. So, I'm not the one. Them other spiritualists, go play with them. Them other pastors, go play with them. I will slap the fire shit out your ass. And won't not apologize. I don't bother people. I don't mess with people. I don't disrespect you. Don't disrespect me. You don't even have the mental capacity for the ass whooping I can put on you. You can handle my foot soldiers, my soldiers of the air, my soldiers of the Navy, the like, and you definitely can't fuck with my spiritual Pentagon. You can't fuck with my generals, my sergeants, my lieutenants, my aspiring to be officers. To be honest with you, you can't even fuck with my niece. And she just 20. She'll run circles around you. And I'm not talking about my oldest niece. I'm talking about my middle niece. Neither one of my sons you could have a conversation with. They can't fuck with me. But you, they can fuck with you all day. They'll pluck you like a chick. You'll be so butt naked around here. My Cancer will pluck every feather from your ass. My Pisces will pluck every feather from your ass. And my Leo will not only pluck your feather, burn your feather up. You will be a rotisserie ass chicken. You don't want none of Mufasa. Learn what you need to learn. Grow, develop. But trying to get in the ring and box with Apostle Ely, there's no wisdom. You don't have enough money to get you through the money. Leave me alone. You can't afford me to build a little dam like this. You can't afford me or my spirits to block anything going on in your life. You don't even need me to sneeze your direction. Have some wisdom, people. Knowing when and who you can mess with and who you can't. And I'm going to say this again. Don't say nothing slick, because I will slap the shit out of you in front of your family. I'm that type of nigga. When I was whipping my wife's ass spiritually, and we got in a fight physically, I didn't do that behind. I was on her turf. You don't know how comfortable. My moon is Aries. My moon is an Aries, the ram. I'm confrontational like a motherfucker. And when I get upset and I have enough of it, I will wear your ass out anywhere at any time. Old ass, middle-aged ass, and young ass. I don't discriminate. Light skin, dark skin, pickle or freckle. You will wear an ass whooping. Big fat, big bone, or you skinny than a rail. I will wear your bony ass out. So I'm very honest about how I am and how I function. You don't have to ever experience any of that if you know how to behave and conduct yourself. Because I don't bother people. I respect your boundaries. Whatever I think about you or myself, I keep that my opinion to myself. But once you want to make certain remarks about me, and you think I'm going to not respond to it, I'm retired. I got time. If you would call me working for UPS, I was very selective of what I dealt with. But I ain't got to go to nobody's job. I work for myself. I got time for your bullshit. I got time to restuff you. Your dog, your glass house, and let me tell you something, give you some wisdom. Never fuck with a Sagittarius when you live in a glass house. We will break your shit with the smallest amount of truth. We'll be having the 5 stones of David on your monkey ass. Pow! Remember the movie Superman, and he was drinking, and he was sitting at the bar, and he got them peanuts and started thumping them. You would think I dropped a missile on your monkey ass. And I would take the little smallest of fractions of truth and shatter your shit. I won't even use the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I would take a fraction of truth and I would aim that truth at the corner of your house where you got all them lies piled up in. And I would send that shit so hard, it'll shatter your whole house. Play with me. I will fry your monkey ass. We'll be having monkey pussy and monkey nuts for the rest of the year. Praise God. To all of you that did not understand what descending is, you don't want me to come down to your level. Just like you don't want God to step in your situation. Like the children of Israel. God, we want to hear from you directly. Sister Monique is here. Oh, I want to talk to Apostle. Why he going through Brother Mario? Why he going through Mother Susan? He can talk to me. I'm a counselor. I bet you can. Since Mrs. Mario been dead, you know how many times she been wishing Mr. Mario was still here? I'm not the person you want. This fire right here, you don't want that direct. If you're an air element, I'll make your ass explode. If you're a water element, I will boil your ass till you evaporate. If you earth, I will melt your ass down until you are non-existent. And to my fire sign, fuck with me. I will blaze your fire till your fire is nothing left. I will consume your ass. Fuck with me. Through metal. I don't care. I got time for it. Stay where you at. Stay on your level. Stay with your little rule work. Stay with your little prayer word. Stay with what you're comfortable with. And if you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Boy, I have to whoop your ass all the way back to the porch. Y'all have a good evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow because it's Monday. Somebody said my husband does it, and people really aren't that smart to be crossing your path, are they? No, they're not. They think they're smart. But I take them, that feeble ass brain that there, and I would scatter them to the other part. I take their brain and I would just blow them. I would just blow them. Bitch, edge would be gone. You have no idea of my capability. You can't afford an ass whooping from Chief Apostle Samuel at any age. Ask my enemies. You could if you were a necromancer, because most of my enemies has gone to the land of answers. And now that I got time, it won't take me long to get your ass there. I put a post on my Facebook page. I say I'm loved. I say if I live, I'm surrounded by love and people that love me. If I die, I'm surrounded by people that love me. I win either way. If you fuck with me while I'm living, I'll fuck you up. And if you fuck with me while I'm dead, I will fuck you up. So either way, I ain't gonna never be a force to be tamper with. A lot of people say that, but they ain't got the track record or the receipts behind it. I actually got them track records. And that's why I talk like I talk. I don't advise and tell nobody to go around behaving like I do or talking like I do. Because if you ain't got the type of levels of protection, I wouldn't do it. Because somebody would take great joy in tearing your ass up. They trying to whoop my ass, but they can't. They trying to block me, but they can't. They try to blackball me, but I already got black nuts. How you gonna try to blackball somebody with black nuts? I don't. But people are funny. Talking about, oh, I got you on the blacklist. Bitch, I always been on the blacklist. I'm black. When you're not that smart, you think you're saying something. But I see y'all. I hope that you got some out of that. If y'all don't mind, those that can, please, sir and ma'am, comment on this video so I have access to the video when I get offline. But some only reason they don't give me access unless somebody comments. They give me the next following day access to the video. But only way I can access that video tonight if somebody comments. I gave you an honest evaluation. Why I do what I do. I descend so I can speak to the masses. All types of people from various spaces in life. Don't become a part of my testimony. Have a marvelous night, Apostle and everybody. If somebody bring me some ass, this will be a really good night. I work for the Lord, and then I'll be working for myself. But I'm that type of person. They only want to fool with me. They can't do a back-to-back session with me. Peace.